Procurement Act 2023 Knowledge Drop Series for Contracting Authorities, Changes to Procurement Procedures and Routes to Market, Part 3 of 6. In Part 3 of this Knowledge Drop series, we will cover the competitive flexible procedure and the ability to design a fit-for-purpose procedure, the flexibility offered by open frameworks and dynamic markets, changes surrounding direct awards. Flexibility in procedures. The several prescriptive procurement procedures available under the previous regulations will be replaced by a simplified and more flexible approach, reducing the number of competitive procedures to just two, the open and the competitive flexible procedure. The open single-stage procedure has been retained and broadly operates in the same way as it did under the previous regulations. However, the competitive flexible procedure is a new multi-stage procedure that allows contracting authorities the ability to design their own procurement processes to best suit their requirements, local needs, and to get the best from the market whilst meeting the broader requirements of the Procurement Act. This procedure provides the opportunity to engage with suppliers during the process through a range of tools, such as negotiation and dialogue, which can help to drive innovation, resulting in a fit-for-purpose solution and achieving value for money. The freedom and flexibility of this new procedure is a big change and offers the opportunity to unlock the benefits of a more commercial approach, allowing procurement and commercial colleagues to use their expertise. Minimum timescales for key stages of the procedures have been mandated in the Procurement Act, and contracting authorities are required to consider the nature and complexity of the requirement to ensure that the procedure is proportionate. The detailed process for procurements under this procedure must be made clear in the tender notice or associated tender documents, and contracting authorities are encouraged to undertake pre-market engagement with suppliers to help develop your approach. You should work with your procurement and commercial colleagues to design a process that best suits your requirements, drives best value, and achieves organisational and social benefits. Frameworks and dynamic markets. A framework is a public contract between a contracting authority and one or more suppliers for the future award of contracts. The framework will set out terms and conditions for future requirements and the basis on which awards can be made, which will be quicker via call-off contracts than via a full procurement process. In addition to conventional frameworks, which are closed to new suppliers joining once awarded and are limited to a 4-year maximum term, the Procurement Act introduces an open framework, which means that contracting authorities will have the flexibility to appoint new suppliers through a scheme of frameworks which can run for a maximum of 8 years. This means that suppliers have the opportunity to apply at different stages throughout the term of the open framework. It also means that the supplier base can be refreshed to ensure that the open framework remains competitive during the life of the agreement without having to undertake a full tendering exercise. Dynamic markets have been introduced, which are similar to Dynamic Purchasing Systems (DPS), in that they are a list of qualified suppliers who are eligible to participate in future procurements. Suppliers can join at any time, meaning that they are open to new entrants and innovative solutions can be made available quickly. These can be used for a wider range of goods, services and works, but are most suited to emerging and niche markets for specialist or complex requirements. A central register will be made available to offer full visibility of the frameworks and dynamic markets that exist, bringing greater transparency across the public sector and helping your procurement and commercial colleagues to identify available routes to market whilst reducing duplication. Direct award. Direct award of a contract to a supplier without competition is only allowable in certain circumstances as laid out in the Act, such as in times of extreme and unavoidable urgency, or where only a single supplier can deliver due to technical or intellectual property reasons. The grounds are broadly unchanged from the existing regulations. Additionally, the Procurement Act includes a new power for a Minister of the Crown through regulations to allow direct award of contracts when action is necessary to protect life or to protect public order or safety. While direct award is permissible in certain circumstances, contracting authorities are encouraged to run quick, informal competitions wherever possible. This will give the public confidence that contracts are being let appropriately, even in situations of urgency. A mandatory transparency notice must be published before a direct award is undertaken to highlight to the market your intention to undertake the direct award and the reasons for doing so. You should work with your procurement and commercial teams if you believe you have a direct award requirement. Recap. You should now understand the changes to the procurement procedures and routes to market, including the competitive flexible procedure and the ability to design a fit-for-purpose procedure, the flexibility offered by open frameworks and dynamic markets, additional grounds where a direct award can be used, the requirement to publish a mandatory transparency notice. In Part 4 of this Knowledge Drop series, we will cover the changes around the supplier exclusion regime, how the debarment list will work, the new requirements prior to awarding a contract, the new publishing requirements following the award of your contract.
This material has been produced for the purpose of learning and development and does not constitute and should not be relied upon as legal advice. This material is accurate as at October 2023. Fact sheets for the following exemptions can be found on gov.uk. Concessions, light touch, defence and security, Northern Ireland, Wales, schools, utilities. End of animation.